Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using old favorite products, a full face of nothing new. I've been seeing this video go around and I really like the idea because I feel like nowadays YouTube is just so saturated with new products, new reviews, and I know a lot of people don't have the means to keep up with new products. I know that I definitely don't, and I feel like it's always a race in the beauty community to see who could get the newest products, who can review them first, and I feel like people have really lost touch with just using what they have and really embracing and enjoying old favorites and makeup that has been in their collection for a while. So I really love this video idea, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Everything on my face that I'm using today is an old favorite product that I used to use a ton back in the day, or it's just not newly purchased or newly out on the market. There are definitely some throwback products in here that I'm sure you guys will remember if you have been watching me for a while. So I really hope that you guys enjoy seeing this video. I am feeling a little bit under the weather today if I seem a little bit low energy or different in this video, but either way I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm really excited to bring you guys this video, and let's just go ahead and get started. As always, starting off this look with the brows, I'm gonna use my Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is a classic favorite. This has been out for years now. I'm not exactly sure when Anastasia started their brow products, but I definitely know that this is a cult favorite that has been out in the beauty community for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to fill in my brows. I have this in the shade medium brown, which I do like, but lately I've just been preferring something a little bit warmer in my brows. Not necessarily warm to where it's like red tone, but something with just a little bit more of like a golden tone to it to make my brows pop a little bit more. So for that look, I do like the shade chocolate mixed with medium brown, but I only have medium brown with me today, so that's what I'm gonna use. Just dropped it. But like I was saying, I only have medium brown here with me today, so that is what I'm going to use. I'm sure most of you guys know that the Brow Wiz is a longtime favorite of mine. Lately I have been kind of branching out and testing out new brow products. I love the Tracetique one and the Profusion one, but there's just something about going back to the Brow Wiz that is just so nice. Every time I go back to it, I'm like, yes, this is why I like this brow pencil so much. It is so easy and effortless in filling in the brows, especially if your brows are a little bit more sparse like mine are, and you just need a little bit more control where those hair strokes are placed just to make it look more realistic. This is just like the perfect pencil. Another old brow product that I pulled out of my drawer was the Anastasia brow powder as well. I definitely went through a phase with using this. I haven't used this in a while, not even on my channel, like just in general. I haven't reached for this in a while, so I'm gonna use this today. I think I'm gonna use just the lighter one. This one is in the shade dark brown. I think this is a little bit too dark for me, but I did used to like my brows darker than I like them now. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade and just use like a little tiny eyeliner brush to put this through my brows. I've just been really liking the finish that a brow powder gives. I feel like they make my brows look more fluffy and natural. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my brows in a sec once I finish up my eye makeup, but to prime my lids, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I still do really like this concealer, but you guys know I have just been using other new products, so I'm excited to dip back into this. I actually haven't used this in a while, maybe like a few months actually. So if you guys were wondering, I wear mine in the shade light neutral, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my lids because a little of this goes a really long way. And to set that in place, I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Sorry for the hair change again, you guys. I can't decide how I want my hair, but I'm just gonna leave it down. It's fine. So for the eyeshadow palette, when I was thinking about this, I really wanted to think about an eyeshadow palette that I used to use all the time that I was so excited about and I haven't used in a while, and that is the Modern Renaissance palette. Of course, Anastasia themselves have released other palettes that I've been using more, but not only that, eyeshadow palettes I feel like are the thing that releases more than anything here in the makeup industry, and I'm guilty of it. This got pushed to the back of my drawer, so I'm gonna use this today. I know this has been out for a while. I know it is well known and well loved by many of you, and I haven't used it in a while, so I'm excited to play around with it again today and see what I could come up with. I'm gonna start off with the shade Burnt Orange right here. Burnt Orange Orange is my favorite transition shade ever. I hit major pan on it in the Modern Renaissance, and also in the Soft Glam, that shade is in there. I hit major pan on it in there too. So just a super staple shadow for me in my collection. I'm not exactly sure what type of look I'm doing today. Probably nothing crazy. Whoa, I forgot how pigmented this was. I probably won't be doing anything crazy today. Probably just like a typical look that I normally do, just because I'm not really going anywhere, and this is more just to rediscover my old favorites and play around with them, not really like a tutorial. So I'm just going ahead and buffing this through my crease. This is the Alamar Cosmetics crease brush, their blending brush. I love this. To warm things up, next I'm gonna go into the shade Real Gar, which is the beautiful fiery orange in the palette, another one of my favorite shades. I use this one a lot when I use this palette, so I don't know how I haven't hit pan in this. Probably because it is so pigmented, you need like the tiniest amount to get that punch of orange, which is beautiful. So I'm just gonna take this a little bit lower than that burnt orange shade, and I'm using this more on a tapered brush. This is the Sigma Diffused Crease E38. This just fits so nicely right in the eye socket, and just running this back and forth. And then also taking that same Real Gar shade and just packing this on the outer corner. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go darker with this look, but I think that super blown out warm tone looks really pretty. So I'm just gonna make sure it's all nice and blended out and packed on here. To brighten up my lid area, I'm gonna go in with the shade Primavera that's in the palette right here, again on another Alamar brush, and I'm going to spray it with some Smashbox primer water just to make sure the color is nice and metallic and it goes on smoothly. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know that primer water is like my love. It is so great, and it is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I don't even know what else to say about it. I love it. Now I'm just gonna go back in with the Real Gar shade and kind of touch up and blend those edges around the gold. So there's the shadow. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm really liking how it looks. I love all the warm tones. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my brows, again using the Tarte Shape Tape. For my mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my favorite Maybelline Total Temptation. If I had something older than this, I would use it, but I don't think that I would consider this new, and being completely honest with you guys, it is the only mascara that I have in my whole makeup collection. Mascara isn't something that I really like to hoard or collect, because I feel like once I find one that I like, my lashes are really picky, this one works for me, so this is really the only one that I feel the need to have in my collection. So I'm gonna go ahead off camera, pop on some mascara, and then I'll be back so we could do the rest of the face. All right, you guys, I am back. My mascara is on, and now I'm gonna be moving on to my face makeup. I had a lot of fun going through my collection and seeing a lot of old favorites that I used to use on my face. I remember when I first started my channel and I first started to get really serious about wearing makeup, I had the same exact face routine. I wanted to be very matte. I didn't want there to be like a speck of shine on my face besides my highlighter, and just pulling out these products has really made me see how much more adventurous I am with my makeup, but also how much more makeup I have been buying. I used to literally only have the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, which is, spoiler, what I'm going to be using today, but I have so many foundations now, so many concealers and powders, so I'm going to go back to my roots today, and we're going to be using everything that I used to use to do my super matte base. I don't know how my skin is going to react because I do have more of a dry skin type now than I used to, but we're going to see how it works, and let's jump into it. So the primer that I used to use religiously as a base for my makeup was the Smashbox Photo Finish. I still do like this, but like I've said, I just use so many other things, and I haven't pulled this one out in a while. The Maybelline Master Prime is a really great dupe for this, and I've been reaching for that one instead. This particular one is almost out. I probably should use this up. I'm pretty sure it's almost expired, so hopefully using it in this video will inspire me to reach for it daily and use it up soon. So so I don't have to throw any product away. Here's what the primer looks like. I'm sure you guys know it is just a typical thick silicone primer. The reason that I like primers like this so much is because they're smoothing, but they're not necessarily for dry skin or for oily skin. I feel like a lot of different skin types can make these types of primers work. They just really make the skin look airbrushed underneath foundation. This feels a little bit thicker to me than the Maybelline Master Prime. I definitely have been preferring the Master Prime more, but once this kind of sets into the skin, it still leaves that super like silky, smooth feel to the skin, and foundation applies so nicely on top of this. I just realized I totally forgot to spray my face, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my classic Smashbox primer water for this. And like I just mentioned, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless as my foundation today. This foundation was my baby. I've been through so many bottles of this. I use this for my prom, junior prom, senior prom. I used this literally so many years. I wanna say maybe I went through like 10 bottles of this. Could it be? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. This was just my absolute favorite, and I haven't used it in a while, again, because I have been testing out so many new products. So I'm excited to see how this works for my skin. Again, my skin type is a little bit different, so let's just put it on and see how this goes. The one thing I don't miss about using this foundation regularly is that there is no pump, so you do have to pour it out, and I usually always pour out way too much. So I'm just gonna start blending this into the skin using my little Morphe Kabuki brush. And I think the color is still good, which is awesome. I usually always wear 120 in Maybelline foundations, 118, 120, somewhere around there. For being a matte foundation, I feel like this is looking really glowy on this side of my face, but maybe, I don't remember, maybe it just needs some time to set into the skin and dry down. Okay, so thoughts on the foundation. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I know I might sound crazy because I'm sure if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I used to use this daily for so many years, but I haven't used this in so long. I really forgot how it looked on the skin. I don't know if you guys can see. It definitely not full coverage, but I don't even mind. It has a really nice medium coverage, and I feel like it makes my skin, I'm also looking in the monitor if you guys are wondering, I feel like it makes my skin look so perfected in a way. Like, the finish of it is so smooth than airbrush. It could be a combination of the primer as well as the foundation. Maybe that's why I used to use that combination like crazy back in the day, but I totally forgot how nice this foundation was. I'm definitely going to be reaching for it again. I don't know if you guys can see, or I don't know if it's like picking up on camera how just nice this is making my skin look. Going back to the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I'm going to be applying this under my eyes to cover up any darkness and also to clean up the edge of my eyeshadow. I feel like one place the foundation isn't really sticking is right in the center of my nose, so just going in with a little bit of concealer to even out that area. To set everything in place, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. This is one of the products that I was a little nervous about using in this video, just because this was a blessing for my skin when my skin was very oily and more on the greasy side. I feel like this might be a little bit heavy duty than what I might like now in a powder, but I feel like if I use just a little bit less than I used to, I could still make this work. Analyzing my skin up close after powder, I still feel like my skin still has that really nice finish to it. I do feel like some places look a little bit drier now after I applied the powder, like around my nose, a little bit like in the middle of my brow area, but other than that, it definitely doesn't look heavy or anything. I do have to say underneath my eyes does feel a little bit drier than it typically does when I use my Maybelline loose powder, and I also can feel it underneath my eyes more. opposed to when I use the other Maybelline powder, which is a little bit more finely milled. But on the rest of my face, it doesn't look horrible. So hopefully you could see what my skin is looking like at this point with the Matte and Poreless and the Laura Mercier powder. I'm really taking myself back to high school today because this was like my go-to combination. But like I said, I don't think the skin looks bad. I am getting like a little bit of dryness around my nose. Around the brow area is looking a little bit more textured than usual. And I definitely think it might be the powder drying things out a little bit on my skin, but definitely not horrible. Like I mentioned earlier, I am pleasantly surprised with how the skin is working out. I definitely do feel like my skin wants some Fix Plus though. It is more matte feeling than I'm used to. Dipping into the palette to finish up the eyes, going back in with the same Real Gar shade. I think I just want it to be like the warm orange all around my eyes, so I'm just gonna go in with that on a little Sigma Short Shader E20. This is really great for right underneath the eye. A huge throwback in my makeup routine is Max Nylon. I've had this in my collection for so long, and I have to say sometimes I really slack on using it, but it is the best inner corner highlight ever on the whole makeup market. So I highly recommend Mac Nylon if you guys are looking for that perfect pop on the inner corner. It is so bright and white, but not too stark white. It is just perfect. Okay, so I just went ahead and applied my lower lash mascara. As you guys can see, I made a little bit of a mess there, but I'm just gonna wait for it to dry. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze my face using the Too Faced Chocolate Gold bronzer. Yeah, this is the Chocolate Gold Soleil Gilded Bronzer made with 100% natural cocoa powder and real gold. This is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. I love using this more when I'm a little bit more tan because it has a really nice sheen to it, and it is a little bit more on the dark side for my skin tone, but it's so pretty. It adds just like a really nice sheen, glowy look to the skin. For my blush today, I'm going to be going in with the Flormar Blush on Terracotta Powder in the shade Golden Peach. Flormar is definitely a brand that I don't hear much from. I honestly don't even know if they make products anymore. There used to be a store in my local mall and it closed down, so I will definitely do my research. I'm so sorry if this isn't available anymore. It is just one of my favorite blushes, and I thought the peachy would go super nice with the eye look that I have on today. So I'm just gonna go in with this again in the shade Golden Peach. I feel like the blush is really pretty, but I feel like I really only see the sheen. I feel like I want a little bit more color to my face, so I'm gonna take the Tarte blush in the shade Party, and I'm just gonna pop that right on my cheeks, just a little bit on top of the other blush. And to add more of a glow to my face, I'm gonna use my favorite Ofra Rodeo Drive. I've loved this highlighter forever. I've used so much of it, and I've been getting back into this one lately. It is the most perfect highlighter for my skin tone. Ooh, it's so beautiful. I honestly feel like if someone took all of my highlighters and just left me this one, I would be perfectly content. Ooh. What? Do you guys see that? It's so beautiful. Oh, and also, I know I've bashed this brush in the past. This is the Morphe M501. I've been using this a lot again recently. Definitely wasn't a favorite of mine there for a while, but I've kind of been liking it again. So just to let you guys know, want to keep it real. I know I've bashed it, but I do kind of like it again. For my lips, I wouldn't say that I have like an old favorite lip liner. I really didn't used to wear lip liner that often. So I'm just going to go in with the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Gel Lip Liner in Bear to Comment. And to fill in my lips, I'm gonna use a classic lip product, which is the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in Echo Park. I used to be so obsessed with these. I honestly don't even know if this is good anymore because it's been in my collection so long, but when I was looking for old favorites or classic products that I used to use, this was the first one that came to mind. Okay, so the last thing that I have today is setting spray. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Setting and Replenishing Primer Spray. Typically, you guys know I would use Fix Plus, but I wanna switch it up. I wanna use some other old favorites, and this is one that I haven't used in a while. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this. Feels nice. Alright you guys, so that is going to complete my get ready with me using only old favorites, my full face using nothing new. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video. Again, like I mentioned in the intro, I really loved this idea because I feel like YouTube has just been so flooded with new makeup reviews and things like that, and I feel like it's just nice to kind of go back to the roots of YouTube a little while and just play around with makeup that's in your collection. And I really feel like a lot of these products impressed me all over again. A lot of them I'm looking forward to pulling out and putting back into my everyday routine, and just I'm really happy that I was able to rediscover these old favorites. I definitely encourage you guys to try this out. Definitely go back and discover what you have in your collection. Those back of the drawer makeup products, some of them are hidden gems that you will rediscover, and it's just really nice to appreciate what you have and not be worried about what's constantly launching. I really think my full face of old favorites and nothing new was a success. I really love how this look turned out. You guys know I love my warm tones, but other than that, I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.